Can we listen to Gunna or not? That's the question. Let me first start by saying that I don't know Gunna songs, but I do know that he's a good rapper. It's just I'm just not of this era, but I'm fully aware of Gunna and all of what comes with Gunna. Rapper Fat Joe and producer 808 Southside are leaving the internet and industry debating on whether or not we can listen to Gunna or even work with him after all the rat allegations from the YSL Young Thug Rico case. Now, remember during the YSL Rico trial that went on and on and on and on and on, Gunna, born Sergio Kitchens, admitted that YSL was a gang and not just a record label, as argued by Young Thug's defense team. Now, we all know that Thug made it out of there, but who hasn't made it out of somewhere is Gunna as it relates to this snitch jacket that they've tried to put on. Anyway, listen to Gunna admitting YSL is a gang when it was on trial. Take a listen.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
What is YSL to you?
Well, to me, YSL is a family.
Well, that sounds like snitching to me. So I never heard that was snitching. He answered the questions properly. And here's the deal. Let me explain to you what snitching is, since Rob is looking, he's not from the streets like I am.
Oh my God.
He's from the burbs of Chicago.
But you're a snitch, according to your own claim.
No, that's not a snitch. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, watch your mouth. Actually, I have said I'm a snitch, but let me be very clear. I color in pictures sometimes to get the internet going. I'm not a snitch by definition of street terms because I don't subscribe to street life. If you're a gang member, if you're affiliated with gang members, so for example, if I join YSL as a YouTuber or a YSL as a broadcaster, I'm a part of the YSL family. And the family, just like the Sopranos, are out there. You know what I mean? Wait, where's it at? Then I have to assume all of the liability and responsibility that comes with that. So when you get arrested and they say, are you with YSL? Yes. Is YSL a gang? No, it's a family. He knew what it was. He knew what he was when he joined. And when he said that, that was him basically snitching because he subscribed to that street life. Well, Gunna's admission, you don't agree? Well, I don't know what your experience with gangs are, but if you want to talk on it.
I don't know experience. I just don't think that's snitching.
Right. I mean, I think that may be the idea or concept around how they're supposed to behave, which I don't know why we as Black people are supposed to root ourselves in this circumstance with that perpetuates us going back to prison. Why would you perjure yourself? Don't perjure yourself. He did the right thing if he's telling the truth.
Okay, first of all these words you're using today aren't used among the YSL street gang
Correct.
Or in communities where we are challenged. Yeah, he got back from Greece, one trip to Greece, and now we have to deal with his vocabulary.
He's using his
I
AP
agree with you.
English.
We shouldn't have to, but he found himself there. It's almost like me saying I don't believe in love and hip hop. I found myself in that platform. As much as I don't identify with it today, it was what I was a part of. I can never say I was never a part of it. When you subscribe to street culture, whether that's your door in to make money, door in for fame, door in to get your music career, you subscribe to it. You take what comes with it. You don't get to pick and choose. Excuse me. You don't get to pick and choose what parts. Yeah, because you're getting educated. You're not in a gang. No, your family's not in a gang. You might be in criminal activity, but it's probably white collar, blue collar. And I'm not saying white because you're white. I'm saying you don't know nothing about street activity. I don't care how much Power you watch, how much Stars channels you flip through. You don't know it. You ain't lived it. So what you can speak on it as an outsider, and that's what a lot of you, including you, are doing. You're on the outside looking through. Well, thank your parents. We don't know his story. And there's a lot of kids whose story may be similar, who may be wanting to trot down this lane because they want to be a YSL family member with music. Well, guess what? When you choose that life, you got to stay to those rules. We had Whack 100 on the show a long time ago where he talked about even if his own son was murdered, he would not tell on the person because
Which
he's
is crazy
But
time.
it's crazy to us because we don't subscribe to that culture. Those are rules for that culture. So because we don't subscribe to it, we can look on the outside and go, so dumb. But to those who are in it, it is what it is. Some people watching may say it's so dumb to go to Greece and get ran through on a vacation. But guess what? To you, it might sound like a good time.
They should leave the country. They should get a passport instead of perjuring themselves in court, instead of furthering themselves and being able to get a passport and go out of the country.
Here's the deal, okay? Marina, she enjoys the beauty of flying to Croatia and swimming in a river with her family. Some of these kids don't even have parents and finances to get out of their neighborhood. And so we have to understand that a lot of these kids that found themselves here, just like gay kids who find themselves in a house, find themselves displaced from families who aren't able to provide for them. Maybe it's because of their economic situation, drugs, prison, whatever. We don't know the reasons why. Some kids may be like suburb kids who want to be in that lifestyle because they love the rap culture. Like what's the boy name who went to Africa who's supposed to go on the show? 6ix9ine. He wasn't no blood gang member. All of a sudden he was blood, and then now look, now he's somewhere speaking Spanish and doing Spanish music, right? So again, I hear it through the thug lenses, okay? And thug, not lenses. What's in your ear? Hearing aids, the thug.
Oh.
Anyway, my eardrums, my young thug eardrums, you snitch. So this is what happens. Anyway, I don't want to sound like I'm overpowering the non-black voice at the table. Marina, go ahead. What do you think?
I was just gonna say, I think that before this was leaked, everyone just thought, oh, Gunna snitched. And now the internet says he snitched, but he really didn't even say Young Thug's name. He didn't say Young Thug this, Young Thug that. He just agreed or did not. Like, he didn't say anything. He just said, yes, this YSL exists.
That's not what he just said. And this is you watering down what he said. And he doesn't have to say Young Thug because Young Thug is the leader of YSL. I'm just giving you a little street culture update here. He's the leader, so you don't have to say it. If I say Death Row Records, who am I talking about?
Death Row Records.
Who runs Death Row Records or used to run Death Row Records? Do you know? Suge Knight.
Oh, yeah.
So those of us who know about street culture as it relates to music and entertainment, Suge Knight, you don't have to say Suge Knight. When you say Death Row Records, especially in the 90s when everybody was dying, you can say, or 2000s, you can say Suge Knight. So again, this is what it is. And I don't want to keep debating because I'm talking to people who, y'all are both from Chicago. You should know more about this because you guys got a lot of crime out there. Anyway, Gunna's admission was a part of Alfred's plea deal, which allowed him to admit YSL's gang status without cooperating, testifying, or providing statements against Thug or others. Essentially, his admission wouldn't further convict or be used against Thug. While several other YSL members took the same plea deal and admitted to YSL being a gang, social media users still can't look past Gunna's admission, along with him denying owning 2 guns, tons of drugs, and nearly $50,000 in cash found in the truck that he, Young Thug, and another person were busted in. Now, fans still accuse him of snitching on Thug, but while Young Thug hasn't explicitly confirmed nor denied Gunna snitching on him and YSL, he has trolled the topic times and time again, as recent a few weeks ago. Take a look. If you a rapper and you a rat, you just got to go gospel, twin. Does he have a point?
Now I think he's just doing this for clout.
Young Thug don't.
He don't need clout, but I think he's doing it for he's doing it to egg on a circumstance that's continuing to push his conversation, his narrative for it. I don't think
he's Young Thug. He doesn't need to push anything.
Yes, he does.
He beat was it DeKalb County? Yeah, or Fulton County.
Yeah,
he beat Fulton County prosecution.
He's pushing the conversation forward when the conversation is over because he knows that everybody's still talking about it. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's Fulton County.
Well, if you were on trial facing life and then you beat it and an artist you put on helped the prosecution try to get you, let me tell you the pettiness. When I win against Stockton, you think I'm not going to be tweeting, posting, I'll go on vacation? You don't think I'm going to...
But it clearly says that his testimony did not have anything to do with Young Thug. It wasn't associated. So that's what I'm saying.
Young Thug and YSL are the same thing.
But it's not directly related to him and his personal case.
But him...
The case against him.
In trial, they were... In trial, they were trying to verify if YSL was a gang or not.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
because in order to get to the bottom line of whether or not there was a conspiracy or there was Rico, you have to establish that YSL, the label, is a gang.
Mm-hmm.
He just admitted it. Did you not hear it?
Him and everybody else who took
No,
that
we're
same
not
plea
talking
deal.
about everybody else. Now you're talking about, okay, wait. Tons of people stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Only a few died. A couple died. That one lady who got shot and killed, we don't need to talk about all the people that stormed when we talk about it in the context of did people die at the Capitol? Yes, one lady, this is her name. Is this a gang? You sound like Young Thug's friend who came in just talking in circles like he don't know what anything
No,
is.
I don't. I'm actually using the words that you spoke 2 seconds ago that said everyone else took the same plea deal, but they're just highlighting his
Because he's
circumstance.
famous.
Correct.
Okay,
I
so
think-
wait, he's a rapper still trying to rap after he said he's a snitch. This is the whole, you do realize that the whole topic is can we listen to Gunna or not based on whether or not he's a snitch.
Correct.
The whole context of this thing is in the culture of gang culture and music, if you are with the streets, you have to stay by the street code. That has been established. That is what it is. We can't rewrite those street rules, especially people who aren't from them.
Correct.
Now, he's saying, I'm asking, can we still listen to the guy? I don't really care because I'm not in the street culture, but that is a question.
First of all, Gunna's album really is amazing too. I just want to say
No,
that.
he's a great artist. Let's give him a round of
That
applause.
new album is so good. And even though we're Team Cardi, like, yeah.
Hold on,
Okay.
I am team everybody. Cardi is my friend. Because
Correct.
people think, see, this is the thing. I get accused of not being fair because that's my friend.
No, you are fair. But in the same way that I was just gonna say too, like I like Young Thug and I love Gunna both as artists. The same way Offset's new album is fire, but I can't wait for Cardi's album. The same way. My thing is when you snitch in school, let's say somebody, I don't know, punched you, and the teacher's like, who punched you? And if you snitch, you're pointing, Jason punched me. And you're name dropping a name. Gunna didn't name drop a name, and that's recorded. My thing is, Young Thug wants everyone to cancel Gunna. I think he feels some type of way because he thought Gunna was just gonna tank, but the album's doing really well. But my thing is, how can you get everybody on the internet to drop Gunna and call him a snitch and a rat and da 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 when he literally did snitch and brought up his friend's name, Pee Wee Roscoe, and name dropped because he got
Okay, number one, me in school pointing at a kid who hit me is not snitching because we're not gang members. We're kids in school. There are street culture rules that I'm not going to keep debating in this room because I would be embarrassed to the viewers who have tapped in to follow my show for the last 10 years who know I know what the fuck I'm talking about as it relates to the street. So I'm not even going to go there. And we need to know the culture when we talk about it, okay? The street culture is a real culture that we're going to validate because there are lots of people dying in communities around the country, wrongfully so, and I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately it is what it is. And you both come from a city that unfortunately has a lot of crime, and we're not blaming the people that are subject to it or victims of it because there's
for sure.
lack of economic development. We can go on and on drugs and lack of resource families. We can go on and on why. I'm not even getting that deep in the causation of why we have crime in our communities. We have crime in every community, but I'm talking the culture right now. Let's slow down a little bit. A kid who punches another kid and then he says to the teacher, he or she punched me, is not a snitch. That is not street culture. These are two rappers who are part of a family, and the court was trying to determine if the family was a gang. He verified it. We just listened to it. So we're not going to debate that anymore. So he did that. The question is whether or not he should be canceled because he did it. Whether all the others did it, whether Pee Wee Herman did it, whether this one did it, whether Young Thug did it, I don't give a shit about none of that. That's not the question. And now we're broadening the scope of what we're talking about. Now we're saying, is there a fair application of cancel culture? Slow down a little bit because you've talked so fast that I don't even think you're absorbing the conversation because you clearly missed the point.
No, I'm absorbing it. But my thing is, you cannot be the pot calling the kettle black. You can't be like Gunna's a snitch when you literally did that.
No, you can be the pot calling the kettle black because the debate isn't whether or not they both should be canceled. That's a secondary conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if one person snitches, another person snitches, one rule that applies to one should apply to all. That is a whole other topic.
Mm-hmm.
The question for me, which may be your conversation, my question is, can we still listen to Gunna or not? You guys clearly said we can.
Yeah.
I believe we can. But the streets and Gunna, Thug, seem to not want to.
The same way I still listen to Kanye. I'll dance to an R. Kelly song if it comes on in the club in Chicago at the end.
But did Kanye snitch?
No.
So
But
you're
you know
just
when they're
mixing more
canceled. No,
apples and more
the word
oranges.
No,
the
but I
word
think it's
canceled.
I think that was part of the conversation I was going to bring up later too. But like all of these people who have been like canceled for committing a crime or something of that, or
crazy,
doing
blah,
something that the
blah,
public
yeah.
felt was unjust.
Okay,
Do
when
we
Kanye,
stop listening to the music? Do we
when
separate
Kanye
the
attacked
art?
the Jews, should he have been canceled?
But that's-
Should he have been?
His
Should he have been?
the things he
I'm
said
just
online,
asking you,
yes,
should he have been?
I think so.
Okay, when
Selling
he said,
T-shirts with
when he said that
with yes,
the White Lives Matter.
White Lives Matter. Selling
Okay, hold on.
the
When he said
swastika
slavery is a
T-shirts,
choice, should he have been canceled?
saying slavery is a choice, selling swastika
When he
T-shirts.
wore the red hat.
I'm not
I'll
saying
still
When he
buy
wore the red
shoe.
hat.
When he wore the hat, I don't think that's a cancelable thing.
Okay.
I think that's a choice he made. And if you choose not to,
When he was
fuck with him
pandering
anymore,
to
yeah.
Trump, do you think he should have been canceled?
I don't think he has to be canceled, but I think you can choose as
Okay.
a as
but
a
on
listener.
the
do you
other
want-
matters, you just said he should be canceled.
like selling swastika T-shirts, yes.
So to those of us who believe in equality, to those of us that believe in racial justice for Black people, for those of us that believe that Gaza is a genocide, for those of us still that but doesn't mean that we're anti-Semitic, for those of us that have our foundational beliefs in how the world operates, so do the streets as it relates to their rules. And listen, you can laugh at it. And you
No,
can
the reason
downplay
I'm
it, but
laughing
let me
is because you
tell
told me I
let
can't
tell- hold on.
I can't talk about it anymore.
No,
according
you
to
can. You're just not educated enough.
No,
to have
I
an
am educated enough to talk about it. See,
conversation.
that's an unfair statement too, right? Because like you said, I am from Chicago and I do have family members who have been murdered. I do have family members who have died in the street. I have that has happened to me. So to say I don't have a fair perspective of it is also unfair. But I've also seen, like what you said earlier, to me, Jason Lee, who went through all of the stuff you're talking about. You were in the foster care system. You grew up in the streets. You done the things you had to do. That's
You
in
better
your
not
book.
come
I
in here
know.
snitching.
No,
See?
it's in your book. You
Snitching.
snitched on yourself.
Anyway, go ahead.
All the things that you've been.
You low-key, the fact that she's about to say you sold drugs but stopped
No.
yourself. See, this
Stopped
is well.
himself.
Wait, this is why he's not a snitch. And you know what? You're not canceled.
No, but what I'm saying is the idea of following you as a role model to me is more respectable, because what you said about Marina's comment about, oh, that kid punched me and that's not considered a snitch. The crazy part is a lot of these kids who are not in gangs, who say they subscribe to that culture and they don't want to be a snitch. My nephew said it on the phone with me. I'm like, you're 12 and he wants to be so badly to be a part of like gang culture and gang life, and he's in the suburbs, and my sister moved him out of a city so that he could be in a safer community, and he's still seeking it out because he looks at those people as role models. And I'm saying, when do we stop perpetuating that kind of behavior as being glorified because it belongs to the streets, when you are the kind of role model the kids who are fighting to get out of that should be looking up to? That's what I'm saying.
And is
Rob for president.
But let me say this again. I was in all of that, and it was all around me, but I wasn't in it like
Correct.
that. So the difference being around it all but not in it is different than when you sign up to the family. Like if you become a Blood, a Crip, a Young, YSL, whatever, when you sign up to it. And look, there's a lot of stuff that was going on in Atlanta. Thug, I'm not gonna sit here and tell your business, but we know what you was doing. You have to follow that code, whether it's fair, whether you should, whether people like none of that matters as it relates. I mean, it matters, but it's a different conversation. The kid hitting the kid, and whether you tell a different conversation. He knew what he signed up for. A lot of people that signed up with some of these organizations for music or to get on whatever, it's my only way out the hood. You subscribe to it. And unfortunately, that's what it is. So will I stop listening to Gunna's music? No, because I don't even listen to it now. Have I heard he's a good artist? Yes. Have I seen him not recently, but I'm probably going to see him tonight. But last time I saw him was at the BMI Awards, and tonight is the BMI Awards. Yes, he's fit. He seems happy. I heard he has a good team. He seems to be focused on him and really not even dealing with all this in terms of reacting, really. But either way, you snitch. Meanwhile, Young Thug is facing his own rat allegations. So is this the pot calling the kettle black?
And is.
Should a white person talk about us being black? I don't know, but let's see what goes on. Audio just leaked from his interrogation regarding Lil Wayne's tour bus shooting. Remember that happened some time ago, back in 2015. And the old audio, Thug mentions his childhood friend and YSL associate Pee Wee Roscoe, who was eventually convicted for shooting up Wayne's bus. Now, Pee Wee, as you know, I mean, you may not know, but he was a friend of Floyd Mayweather's too, because I remember when all this went down. And I remember Pee Wee was calling Floyd. Anyway, I don't want to snitch. Listen.
This motherfucker Wayne from New Orleans. I'm from Atlanta. This nigga was in Atlanta and I was in New Orleans. I said, what the fuck? That was so weird. This nigga fucking They done shot at this nigga to us. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck did it. They said Roscoe, but I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. And knowing Roscoe, man, that man a fucking scrub. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fucking know, cause every day nigga broke a fucking ball. I don't know.
I couldn't really hear that.
Oh, nah, you can't hear. What about your eardrums? The heck?
It was the echo. It was hard to hear. I don't know. Well, look,
I can tell you, he said he shot up that bus, and he said every day he said I don't know though, because every day he was committing a crime.
And he said his
Rob,
name.
hold on. First of all, Rob, you're not gonna say I don't know though. I know you're reciting what he said, but you're not allowed to speak Ebonics or speak.
Why?
Because you just got back from Greece. Anyway, well, I mean, do as I say, don't do as I do.
Oh my God, this is diabolical. You said his name twice. He's talking. That's why this is leaked now. This is just so. That's why this is crazy. You cannot have like a public like assassination of Gunna, and then this came up.
Well, let's talk about that. And I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know you are. I know you are.
Oh my God.
This show is built on creating dialogue. So the comments right now are saying Jason's a flip-flopper. Rob is right. Marina doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, they're not.
They always
They're
against
definitely
me.
not gonna
They're
say
always
First of
against me,
all,
Joe.
are they?
Always.
Really?
Real bad.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They always say how pretty she is.
No.
Listen, Marina, no. We create a conversation
They're
and
out to
debate.
get me.
We
It's hurtful.
we create a conversation and create a debate. Okay, you have friends that live in your building.
Jason, please leave me
Who
alone.
often say one thing and
Please leave me alone.
Okay.
No, actually, you can talk about it.
Well, I mean, like they say one thing and do another thing, and live in complete delusion,
They did one thing and said that it wasn't done. Yes.
and then live in delusion, and because they really believe what they say.
Correct.
Maybe Young Thug is delusional because he believes what happened to him is wrong, but what he did to somebody else didn't happen, or didn't happen the way that we think it happened, or maybe we may have heard it happen.
So what do you think?
I think I'm tired of this whole subject. Well, let me say this. Young Thug is my birthday twin. His birthday is
Oh, so
August
that's why
16th.
that makes all the sense. He's a Leo. Oh shit.
Listen,
less.
I like Young Thug and I like Gunna too. I just wish, going back all the way to what Rob was saying, that we ain't even behaving like this. Because at the end of the day, look, Thug, you got a second chance. Gunna, you snitched your way out of trouble.
They're all free. Yeah.
Everybody's free. Pee Wee is somewhere staying away from Wayne. Wayne is still alive. Everybody is still alive.
Make a song, turn it into a tour. Like, please, just
That ain't doing that.
well,
They ain't
They
doing that.
should.
Well, Thug responded to the audio and claimed that he wasn't no snitch because the audio didn't make it to court. Look. They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother. Right where?
So is that street culture too? Then if it's only in the court, that's when you're a snitch or not. He's just making up his own rules. This is crazy.
Here's the rule on snitching.
This is crazy work.
What?
Are you ready to give the actual?
You
rule
know
on
what?
snitching?
I'm not defending nobody who cheated on their girlfriend with another girl while they were in prison. Da, da, da. Like he got a lot of issues. This is just not okay.
Okay. When he had his call with Mariah the scientist and they were in there
Daddy, am I your baby?
and the jail put that out without permission, was that snitching from the jail? Yep. Because nobody told him to do that. When Mariah scientist was on the phone with somebody else talking about Young Thug, her man, and they put that out, was that snitching? Yes. Everybody snitched on everybody. Now, but let me go back to this. Let me tell you the rule of snitching.
Oh my God.
No, I got to defend him here.
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Okay, Jason.
Whack 100 on the show said it's snitching when you're talking to them people.
He was talking to them people. It just didn't make
was
it into the trial.
Correct.
He was being in
Clock
there.
it,
I
Rob.
didn't see who he was talking
Clock.
to. I just heard a conversation.
To the ops.
Anyway, now back to Gunna. He recently dropped his new album, Last One. Let me just give him a round of applause. And Fat Joe admitted, friend of the show, Fat Joe. Oh, he's not a friend of this show. He's friend to my old show because he ain't been on the show.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. You ain't a friend of that show.
Right.
Yet. Fat Joe, friend of Hollywood Unlocked, said that he loves the project, but he feels guilty as he doesn't support rats, citing his own past with rats and friends betraying him. On his podcast with rapper Jadakiss, who's friend to the old show, Joe commented on Gunna and how the industry is shifting and supporting snitches now. Listen.
You got some guys that are the hottest guys in the game, rats. Ever since I assumed you a rat, your people ain't fucking with you no more. You know, I'm not listening. I'm off you no matter what you do. And I get on the plane and they fuck me. I listened to this album. This album was so good. I was so guilty of this shit. I listened to this album. I say, shit.
Didn't know you talking about Gunna.
I'm not saying throw the flag. Because we said we wasn't mentioning names like that.
But you just said all of that and
all I said the album was fire. There's a million rats out
shout
there.
that you like his album.
Nah. We don't care no more in hip-hop. You can rap. No, I'm asking.
You can't rap. But
what if you do? You got the #1 album? You got 2 million people on your live? You're this and that. What the fuck is going on the earth? And Gunna ain't right. He just said the gun in the car wasn't his, and there's only one other person in the car with him. The album is good.
But you feel bad listening to it?
So I've been through this in my life. And so to see it so acceptable, how everybody's acting like, yo, it's okay, it's no problem, it's good music, let's separate the art form from what it is. That's it, we move it on.
So big, so big.
What say you, the jury?
I love Fat Joe down, but this is also the same man who just said, and I quote, he's the realest rapper other than Tupac to live. So it's just like, I'm not gonna
believe in yourself, Joe.
Yeah, believe in yourself. But I'm
Floyd
not.
Mayweather told me being #1 isn't a mentality, it's a mentality, not a fact. So it doesn't have to be a fact if he's the best since Tupac, if he believes it.
The realest, yes. And I'm just like, I felt no guilt listening to Gunna's album. I'm not listening to one artist being like, oh my God, I'm being mean to Young Thug.
You're not from that community and that culture.
But I don't think you need to be. It's just kind of like choosing.
You have to be from the street culture to believe that. We aren't.
Feel guilt?
The reason why the three of us are okay with listening to the album is because we don't subscribe to their rules.
Correct.
I'm going to say, whether we understand why they have the rules, we don't even understand why they are. We understand why they have their rules, but we don't understand why they have to continue to put themselves in situations to have the rules. Like, you made it, you got the money, get out. So we can still listen to Gunna without feeling conflicted because we don't come from that culture.
Correct.
That's what, not black culture, from the street culture.
Street culture,
It's different. So like, yeah, I agree with all of you, even though I'm having fun with this debate.
Oh, we know you're having.
I mean, you still white and you don't know.
White people could be in gangs. Asians, Indians.
You guys are the originators of them. What you did to America.
You know what?
Well, actually, it's not your people.
Yeah.
So Marina gets labeled white. She's really European, but then the Europeans fucked us too, though, didn't they?
Yeah, she's white.
Yeah, but I am white. But
Croatians, I looked at pictures of your country on your social media. Y'all fucking took advantage of something.
No, because you know what?
Your dad owns an island.
Oh,
wait, don't you guys own an island?
No, we don't own an island.
What do you own?
We're not going to talk about what we own. We own.
You own lots of property.
We own a part of an island. But my dad literally grew up in the sticks. But I feel like everyone thinks I'm from cute Western Europe. That's on the side.
Marina,
I'm from the.
Go to Marina's Instagram
Eastern?
right now.
No.
I've never woken up and said, I want to go to Croatia. Till I saw her Instagram. I'm like,
it's a
we should go to
vacation
Croatia.
destination.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was just there.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
Stop naming all the black people that stopped through Croatia. Ain't nobody living there black. Is there black Croatians?
Yeah.
Do they look good? Oh, okay, go ahead.
I only know girls. I don't know about the boys.
Rob's saying no.
Rob, you've been there once. I've been there all. Okay,
Rob
you've been there
has
twice.
ran through all of Europe. Trust me.
I'm sorry we had a Pride Week like Greece. If we had a Pride Week, you would be.
Okay, no, Greece. I ain't gonna lie. Greece. Last time we went was lit. I ain't gonna lie. I don't get jealous often. I wanted to be in Greece with you. I was sick.
You should. I thought you were
okay,
gonna
continue.
go. I haven't been. All I'm gonna say is that I don't think you should feel guilty. We could listen to Gunna. This is so stupid. The album was good. I think everyone wants him to flop.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay.
All theatrics aside, this is just stupid that we're even having this conversation just because we all grown. We made it through. However, Leos are petty as shit.
They are petty. And let me just say
He's
this.
a August 16th Leo. He's a Madonna, Jason Lee.
Yes. And I'm very invested in this. Sorry, because I love the music so bad. But it's just like, instead of putting all this hatred and subs into Gunna, who just released the album, why don't you put all this love and promo into Mariah the Scientist, your girlfriend, who just released the album too, that I keep playing nonstop from front to back to the front? Why don't you do that? Leave Gunna alone.
Well, hit producer 808 Southside, who used to date Young Miami, that's her baby daddy. He went on the Drink Champs and said he'd never work with Gunna again out of respect for Young Thug. Listen.
Okay. If Gunna asks you right now, you're a producer, y'all both beat makers.
I ain't making no beats for him.
You ain't making no beats for Gunna?
Nah. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm a street nigga at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Slime been my friend. Like, I made Danny Glover for him that blew him up. That's been my friend when he ain't had teeth in his mouth. He was signed with Gucci at first, so that's been my friend for a long time. So I could never go against what he say, like, you know what I'm saying?
Again, he's, whether we agree or not, he's speaking as a member of that community. So anyway, despite listeners and other musicians feeling torn, Gunna's momentum hasn't slowed down. His new album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard charts. Let me give him a round of applause. So snitches don't get stitches, they get Billboard hits. This was number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 with 80,000 equivalent 80,000 equivalent album units in the U.S. for its first week of release, and it marks his 7th top 10 charting project. So, Gunna, listen, we're not gonna invest any more time in whether or not people should cancel you, listen to you, whether or not YSL is a family or a gang. You've already told everybody that. But I do wish you more continued success, and you do look great. That you're getting that weight off, and it looks like you're focused on the things that are important to you. So good luck. Goodbye.